In this video, I will share with you 7 steps that you need to understand in order to build your own SaaS with the aid of AI. If you want to understand SaaS in depth without AI, you can go and watch another video on this channel that is about SaaS, where you will understand what SaaS is, what sort of a business model it is, and how you can make tons of money if you build it right. But here we're gonna dive into the steps that can help you build it with the aid of AI, where you can save lots of time and do it efficiently. Step 1: accelerated ideation and planning. Before AI, it was not that easy to understand the market trends or go for a niche that can make profit. But now, with the help of AI, because it has enormous amount of data and it had learned a lot from it, you can easily analyze the market trends and go or pick a very profitable market that you can choose as your niche and start working in it. And after that, when you have your idea and you have find, okay, this is a feasible idea to go for, you can easily use AI to create detailed user stories, where you can easily then give this to your team and they can pick them up and work on them. After that, because of again the data AI have, it can easily help you prioritize the feature that you should develop first for your MVP, minimum viable product that you're building that people will gonna use. It can really help you there for focused development work. It can also help you in crafting business model. So before that, you sit yourself, like maybe or hire someone who help you doing that thing. It can easily help you there. Plus, instead of going and searching what sort of pricing your competitors or the people who already sell similar stuff are like providing to people, you can just use AI and get a basic average or maybe a range where you should price your tiers of subscription, because most probably you will gonna sell your SaaS on subscription basis. So it's gonna be some basic, intermediate, or professional or enterprise level tiers. So you can easily use AI there to price your offering so that it will not be like a very above the market, so people don't see it as economic or feasible to go with, or it should not be that low it's perceived as a low quality product or whatever. Before we go into step number 2, I want you to understand like the first step, idea and planning. It's definitely an important thing, and if you have a plan, you can definitely easily like implement it and go with the process and change few things that are required. But having a plan is better than not having it. But understanding step 2, 3, 4, and 5 is a necessity. It'll gonna be core of your product, because your idea, your marketing, your improvements meant nothing if you don't have a worthy product. And a worthy product is not just your idea, but how you implement it. And it'll gonna be a software, so you should understand these 3 to 4 terms very well. The first one is backend, second is frontend, then we need a database, and then a place where we'll be hosting or we'll be providing our software to people. So it's gonna be a cloud platform. So you need to understand these. Most of us who are not from a software industry, we know like there's a screen that we use in front of us and we access the software through it. But it's not just that. So there's a backend part of it, which it is a world in it of itself. So you have to understand that also. So when you're building your own, so you have to understand there's gonna be some sort of front end where gonna be UI UX there, user interface and user experience, so it is easy to use for the people who are accessing it, and it should not take that much longer. And it's gonna be like your data will be processed somewhere, so that's gonna be backend. So you then move from front end to backend, and at the backend all your data is being handled, the validation, processing, or whatever you're doing, how to save it, where to save it, how you're gonna make it more efficient so it will not take time when you are using that particular software or solving a particular problem through that software. So all that comes under backend. Front end is to provide you the interface, backend is to deal with your data, and whatever data you have, it needs to be stored somewhere, it should be persisted somewhere. So for that purpose, you should need to understand what databases are, not that deep, but you just should know, okay, there are gonna be some databases where your data will be stored. And when you have front end, back end, and databases stored, and all your system is running, but it can only run if you set up on a particular machine. For example, it's your own machine, then you can set it up there. If it's not yours, then you have to set it up on each machine. But reducing that need, you need to then go for the servers. if I say in like very layman terms, you need to have a place where you can just deploy these deploy these softwares. We call it going to be front end, back end, or databases. But in a nutshell, you can say you deploy your SaaS there so that people on the internet who can access internet can easily access your software and solve their problem or what sort of value they want. They can use it. So for that purpose, you need some sort of place, and that place is called cloud. So you have Azure Cloud from Microsoft, you have Google Platform, you have Azure, Amazon Web Services, and you have many more. You should just like opt for which one your team understand better, which one do you want to go with in terms of prices or whatever those things are. So these are few of the concepts before we dive into the step two. To keep things simple, now we'll move to the second step, which is efficient front end and UI UX design. Before AI, it was pretty difficult because you have to hire a front end developer and a designer to basically get the front end that you use. Front end is also nothing without back end, but just to give you a flavor of how you'll be able to access your application, there's gonna be some sort of wireframes, a dummy mock-up application that will not gonna do anything, but gonna give you a flavor of how your application will gonna look like if a front-end developer or a software engineer will actually implement it through code and deploy it somewhere. So here AI can literally help you with graphics, writing components, even writing complete web pages. It cannot develop the full website, but if you have the knowledge of it, for example, you understand HTML, CSS, JavaScript, or any front-end framework like Angular, Vue, React, or whatever, you can easily get lots and lots of code, front-end code, components, reusable components, directives, or whatever terms you use from AI. You can just use the right prompts and get that code and implement it. And where you need graphics, a lot of graphics you can easily generate from AI these days. You can use your platform, go to platforms like ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever you use, and there are a lot other that like help you in generating images or particular graphics on your prompts. You just prompt them like you want this sort of graphic, and they literally provide you the graphics. So now comes the step number 3, rapid backend and API development. Remember, I just said backend is the thing where your data is actually being processed or saved and a lot of things are going on. So front end basically takes your request. So when you use front end, you submit a request, you fill a form, you submit that form, click a button. You're like maybe seeing some products on a page. You're scrolling a page and the products are being loaded, or whatever sort of a problem that you're solving through the software. Your request is actually being routed to a backend, and that backend is basically then looking for the data that you want, or storing the data that you want to store, or updating the data you want to update. So AI can help you here. If you're a software developer, then that's a very easy thing for you. You might use a copilot or AI prompts just to understand what you want and get the boilerplates and use them. Instead of using or going from the scratch and writing everything yourself, it can save you heck amount of time, and you can literally with those boilerplates just implement your functionality and keep moving forward to the next features. It can also help you in writing documentation, which is also crucial because that increases the maintainability of the software. Plus, APIs are responsible for the connectivity. So when your front end send the request, it's an API that takes that request to the backend. So AI can easily facilitate you to connect your front end to the backend and also your backend to the data store. So whatever databases you're using, there's gonna be some sort of code that will be responsible of getting your request, processing that, and saving, storing, updating, deleting, what sort of version that you want. So all that data, all that code, sorry, can be written through AI. After that is step number 4, optimize database management. So if you go for database management or database development, if I say, it's gonna take a lot of time, and it took a lot of time whenever I did it. But in before AI, it was not an easy thing, and you have to be very careful with database and understanding it, and like building the schema, managing the validation rules, keeping the migration scripts so that you can migrate the database from one place to another, or lots of things that we need for the database. But here, AI can literally help you with the schema. So you can easily create the schema, like how your database will be stored, what sort of relationship will there be in the tables, or whatever sort of way you are storing your data, what sort of relationship they're gonna be, how you're gonna validate that data, how you're gonna keep that data stored, how you're gonna manage the integrity of data. So AI can literally help you there. AI can write scripts. AI can write those data migration scripts also. A lot of complex database queries that took a lot of time to understand and then write and all that thing. You can just provide your scenario to AI, just write it as a prompt and get a query back and then test it. You might need to prompt it once or twice, but you can get complex queries also, and store procedure and a lot of like SQL code that you need for the database from the AI. After that is step number 5, automated cloud and deployments. So AI here can help you write the IAC, infrastructure as code, for your cloud provisioning. So your resources don't need to be deployed manually each time. You can write a script and just then leave it as is, as long as you're doing it. Then you go for the CI/CD pipeline for your automated code deployment. So you have like code for front end, back end. So you can easily deploy that through those CI/CD pipelines, and those pipelines can be created using AI. And then is your resource management. So a lot of your resources, how to use them so that it'll not cost that much. AI can also help you taking right decision there. Then is the monitoring of those resources that you're using, or your applications also. So what sort of logs are generated, how your application is being used, where are error comings, where are warnings are there or not, or things like these. So here AI can like help you setting up how to monitor your applications, and then alerting you when there's something that you need to take a look of or change, or maybe like for example cost is going high and you need to like take a look if you can just use some other survey. So it can provide you a lot of analysis there. And the step number 6 is quality marketing campaigns. Marketing is as crucial as building and planning, because if you build something, you plan something and build something, but no one knows about it, your SaaS or any product that you created does not make any kind of sense, and not gonna make money also, because no one knows about it. And marketing creates an image that people perceive and then come and buy something. So you need to use AI, which definitely can help you in writing engaging ad copies, marketing content across multiple platforms. And then you can use that content that you created on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and even you can create different content for different platforms, because AI is not that expensive and even available free of cost. Most of the platforms are free of cost, and they like literally provide you very good or like high quality content at no price. So you can go and do that thing, and it can also help in adjusting the budgets of your marketing campaigns, like which one should be allocated what budget depending on what sort of data that you have gained through initial research or initial testing. It can also help you in personalized messages. So you don't need to message each lead that you got from marketing. For example, you run an ad and there are people coming and they're messaging you. For example, they want to buy it, but they want to understand first this or that, or like there are a few things that they are concerned about. So you can write personalized messages that can convert your leads or prospects into paying customers. So the step number 7 and the last step is analyzing data for future enhancements. So your SaaS will gonna generate a lot of data in different ways when people will gonna actually use it. So you have to be careful, because it cannot just stay where it is, because you need to change it, update it, and maybe remove some features. And AI can literally assist you in understanding user behaviors so that you can pinpoint the features that are like the popular features that are mostly used, and some friction points where people get stuck or not able to use it, or maybe they don't dislike it. So you can remove the features or maybe update them so that people can easily use it. Or other than that, you can enhance the quality or efficiency or maybe time of the features that people are using mostly. And then also there's gonna be some sort of usage on the cloud side also, like your resources that you have used, maybe a web application that's deployed, so that needs to be managed and it's being managed, and what some sort of resources it's using, and you have a database and you have a backend application. So all that AI can help you there also to like optimize how you can improve the performance and keep the costs as low as possible. Then is the constant need of improvement. So by all that, AI can analyze where you need to improve things, and by just using it in the right way, or maybe for example, if your cloud provider provides you a dashboard or some sort of insight that use AI, it can also help you there for improving your software consistently so that you don't miss the markets that are coming ahead of you. I'm totally not saying that SaaS was not being built when AI isn't here, but with AI, we can easily automate tasks, optimize processes, get crucial insights, or accelerate the time to market significantly. And eventually, we can enhance the product quality to a different extent. So stop waiting and start building your SaaS. With the help of AI, the thing that might took 3 months can be done in days. So use the AI in the right way and hit your market. Thanks for watching.